This is the story of a scammer who didn't just steal money. He stole trust, identity, and the hope of love itself. A scammer who operated under the name Hronek Radko, using a stolen photo and a carefully crafted persona to manipulate victims across Canada and the United States. But what he didn't know was that investigators were already watching. Today, we're breaking down how this cross-border romance scam worked, how police tracked it to a quiet home in Mississauga, and how the entire operation finally collapsed. Romance scams are exploding worldwide, and the tactics are evolving. Scammers aren't just sending random messages anymore. They're building entire identities, complete with fake careers, fake families, and fake emergencies. And that's exactly what happened here. Victims described the same man, a charming, attentive, emotionally available stranger who seemed too good to be true, because he was. This wasn't just a scammer. This was a system, a psychological machine designed to extract money through emotional manipulation. If you've ever wondered how these scams get so deep, so fast, this case is the perfect example. The scam began on dating apps, the perfect hunting ground. Victims were approached by a man calling himself Hronek Radko, using a stolen profile photo that looked trustworthy, professional, and safe. The conversation started innocently. How was your day? What are you looking for in life? What do you want in a partner? Classic emotional groundwork. But behind the screen, this wasn't a lonely man looking for love. It was a coordinated fraud operation. The scammer built emotional intimacy quickly, sometimes within days. Victims described feeling seen, understood, and valued. And once that emotional bond was locked in, the trap snapped shut. The first request for money always came with a story: a frozen bank account, a medical emergency, a business deal that needed a quick cash boost, a travel issue that required immediate funds. The amount started small, just enough to seem believable. Then they escalated. Victims were told things like, "I just need this one transfer. I'll pay you back as soon as I get home. You're the only person I can trust." And when victims hesitated, the scammer applied pressure, guilt, affection, urgency, even emotional threats. This wasn't random. This was manipulation psychology 101, the same tactics used in cults and coercive control. As complaints poured in, Toronto police launched a full investigation. Digital forensics teams traced IP addresses, message patterns, and financial transfers. Everything pointed to a single location, a quiet home in Mississauga, Ontario. On January 21st, officers executed a search warrant on the residence and a vehicle connected to the suspects. Inside, they found devices linked to the fake persona, evidence of communication with victims, financial records, and materials used to run the scam. 2 individuals, a man and a woman, were arrested. Investigators believe the operation targeted victims across multiple provinces and several U.S. states, making it a cross-border fraud network. This wasn't a lonely scammer. This was a team. Romance scams don't just take money. They take dignity. They take trust. They take the belief that love is possible. Victims reported losing thousands, in some cases life savings. But the emotional fallout was even worse. Many felt ashamed. Many hid the truth from family. Some even believed they were helping someone they planned to marry. This is why romance scams are considered one of the most psychologically destructive forms of fraud. Toronto police issued a public warning urging anyone who interacted with the alias Hronek Radko to come forward. They also reminded the public, never send money to someone you haven't met. Verify identities through independent channels. Be cautious of sudden emergencies and trust your instincts. If something feels off, it probably is. Romance scams thrive in silence. Reporting them is the first step to stopping them. The Mississauga romance scam is a chilling reminder that behind every screen is a real person, but not always the person you think. As the investigation continues, more victims may come forward, and the full scope of the operation may finally be revealed. Stay alert, stay skeptical, and remember, love should never come with an invoice.